couple of other coffee shops that were under a different brand, and we loved the shop, serving customers, making drinks, stuff like that. And after we did that for a few years, it was really John that kept kind of asking the question, like, there's got to be something more than what we're doing now. And so he got really interested in roasting and just like ideas about service and coffee. And so he wanted to bring that into our cafes. And so we did a bunch of roasting under a different company for about a year, and then we rebranded to Onyx Coffee Lab. That's kind of how I got started. In the roastery, the office area is like heated and cooled, and warehouse proper is not. And so there's always like this shut the door feeling happening everywhere. And so I guess to make the point more extreme, Bear took my passport photo and made this sign, and it's on both of the doors into the warehouse. And then just to like make it more my like hard iron fist personality, John drew on it. Yo, shut that door, homie.
I got here from Onyx strangely per request. I felt very honored, and also very strange that two white people that I didn't really know had my phone number, and they called me. And they're like, "Hey, I heard you're not in coffee right now." And I said, "How do you know this? Are you the man?" And John said yes, Andre said no. But yeah, they called me on separate occasions, and they're like, "Hey, we're opening up a shop in Bentonville, and we'd like you to interview." And I was like, "Seriously?" And then that's pretty much how it went down. I asked them how they knew me, or of me, because I definitely knew them. I mean, of them. But yeah, I guess participation at throwdowns can lead somewhere, because that's all it was. They're like, "Yeah, we've seen you at throwdowns, and we think you're cool." Actually, I think what sold John was I used to have this really long church warden pipe, tobacco pipe that was made out of a full corn cob, and then the spout was made of bamboo, and it was like Gandalf's. And we were in Tulsa, and I was, smoking some nice vanilla Cavendish, and boom, he walks out, and he's like, "That's cool." And I'm like, "Thanks." But John's so young, I didn't know who he was. I thought he was just like another barista or like someone there. I was pretty new to the coffee industry at that time too, so I was like just chilling. And then that, I think, was his first impression of me, and my first impression of a complete stranger.
Hi, I'm John.
First of all, we met John this year. We have been coffee producers for 4 generations right now, in the both branches of my family, my dad and mother. My dad has his own farm, and my mother has Isnur. I'm the 4th generation, and we inherited Isnur farm from my mother, grandfather. Is that, yeah, make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. We took over Isnur 2 years ago. We have been in coffee since born. Isnur is a beautiful farm suited for coffee. Like, you can produce coffee almost in every mountain in Huehue, but this special location has a little bit different microclimate, a little bit more cloudy and humid place in La Democracia, Huehuetenango. We also built a coffee shop and roastery here. We were getting to know how hard it is to roast a Bacamara.
No kidding.
This farm has one of the biggest production of pacamara in Guatemala and also in the world. We have around 14 hectares of 100% pacamara. Actually, it was this year when we met, and these guys are really hard for copying. And we were copying some of our normal microdots, and they say, coffee's good. So I got a little bit sad, and I said, I think I know what these guys want. And we invited them for next day to cup some coffees we have apart, because we were cupping with them some Caturras and Catuai, a little bit more classic too. So this guy came back next day to our cupping lab, and these are the coffees they like too. We have 4 versions of this coffee: washed, honey, natural, and hybrid.
I am Mark Michelson. I am the head roaster at Onyx Coffee Lab. Roasting in general is typically to put a lot of sweetness in the coffee, really focusing on caramelization to really develop those sugars and those proteins and those fats that are inside the coffee itself. I find that if you don't do that and you roast light like we do, what you end up getting is an acid bomb, which we prefer to balance out those with lots of sugar. So my overall philosophy, and even at Onyx, is try to put as much sweetness in the coffee, because we talk a lot about how there's 600 to 900 aromatics within coffee. Well, you can highlight a lot more of those during caramelization if you slow down and kind of take a breath with that. And specifically with the Guat Insole, the wash and the other ones, it's really focusing on that because it's a larger type bean. So if you put too much heat at the beginning, you could really burn the outside, which kind of gives it that scorch taste. And so it's really doing a lower charge temp and really kind of slow and low, and kind of building up they call it the soak, is which you don't add much heat at the first 2 minutes and then you build up heat for a few minutes. And by doing that, you really can lock in those flavors, those acidities and such that you would normally kind of blow through during drying. So that's our basic approach to roasting that particular coffee.
Mm-hmm.
The whole sweetness aspect, I talked to a lot of roasters about it, because the idea that a lot of new roasters have, especially because I'm also on the Roasters Guild membership committee and I get to meet a lot of these newer people, is they like to focus on acid, right? But acid is such a deterrent to keep customers, because acid, while it can be nice as a new cupper, it's really not balanced. And if you're trying to balance a coffee, that's something that I definitely try and strive at Onyx, is to really balance out coffees. Like, have enough sweetness to balance out acids, and to make sure that the coffee is approachable and balanced and drinkable. Because at the end of the day, sure, geishas are nice and everything, but they're not something that you're just going to pick up every day, drink 8 to 12 ounces of it, and just I want people to leave when they drink this Guat going, it's a great coffee, it's well balanced, and it's drinkable.